Blessed afternoon, collective. Oh, how is it going? It's been a minute, a short minute. I mean, I don't really track time in any capacity. But I know I haven't done a reading in this car in a little while because stuff. And I missed the new moon. Well, I didn't miss it. The energy is still here. But life occurred. Life experience happened. Things happened that weren't pulling a reading on the new moon. So here it is. I do want to pull on that. Why? Because I feel like it, because I'm curious, and also because this energy is so fucking tired. It's so tired, and I know everyone has felt it. Everyone in the personal sphere around myself has just been tired, and remarked on it. Just, gosh, I feel so tired. I don't know why. The energy is absolutely beaten down. It's exhausted. That's what I'm feeling. It's just what it is. It is ripe for the release of resistance. It's tired. It's hungry. It's just hands in the air, give up, can't maintain this, don't want to maintain this, so tired of maintaining this, so tired of staying with this, staying strong, staying quiet, staying the same, done staying, ready to allow a shift, because we're just sick of we're sick of the same old, day in and day out. There's a nauseating sensation to it. Been one too many times around on this cycle, and we're getting dizzy, and we're just done. We're ready to fall off, to just let go. Let it happen. Let whatever is going to occur. Because that resistance is just exhausting. There's a lot of the feeling of disappointment feeling into this now. There's a feeling of guilt. There's a feeling of disappointment. There's a feeling of general malaise, but it's sharper than that. It's just do it already. Just get it over with. That's the feeling. Just get it over with. It's so tired. I can't even express how tired it is. So let's pull on it, because that's what I'm here to do for funsies, just out of curiosity, out of interest, just because this is self-experiencing and expressing for the simple sake of it. At the bottom, we have judgment. It's time for renewal. It's time for rebirth. It is ready to just let this out. Let it go. What's underneath that? Yeah, let it go. We've been stuck at this for so damn long. Too long. There's a burden to this. It's almost a I don't care, just pick something kind of energy of really, I just don't care, just make a decision and go with it. I don't care what it is, which ultimately is true. You tangle your energy up standing at the crossroads trying to debate this side or that side, which one makes more sense. Just pick one. It really doesn't matter. Pick the one that feels the best and stick with it and go with it. And whatever happens, it doesn't matter. What matters is you made a decision. You flowed your energy somewhere and then followed it. That's all you need. Everything else is just information. It's just further clarity. That's all it is. Whatever kind of contrast was over there, if it was strong or not so strong, you learned something. You can't make a mistake. Because as long as you're trying, as long as you are doing something, even if it doesn't go the way that you expected or intended or wanted, you still learn. You gain. You benefit from that. The only thing that doesn't really benefit you at all is staying still, is staying stagnant. It's time for this to change. Holy Moses, yeah. because the energy wants to balance, because it's tired of being out of balance. It's exhausted. This is, it's just pick something to eat for dinner. I know it's it's whatever it is, but I just keep feeling this very exhausted argument between two people trying to choose dinner, and someone just saying, I don't care. I don't care, just pick one. I really don't care. A lot of times that's an argument with the self. And you realize in that moment, it doesn't matter what you choose. It matters that you choose. That's it. It matters that you choose something, and then you go towards that thing. Choose. How many times has the Lovers come back in the past couple of readings? And it keeps holding this theme, this place of the choice. Just choose. Just go. Just pick one and do it. That's it. This is the choice being made because it's time. I mean, we got birds in the air. What's bookending? Who's choosing? What's been holding all of this up? What is it that wants to make a choice? I mean, I'm pulling on the soulmate cycle. This is what's here. It's just what's here. It's ego. It's masculine energy. And it is the Burger King. It is all of these things. It's time to strike. It's time to just let go. It's time to move, to make a change. Yeah, this is extended from the pre-shuffle, but Knight of Wands, the King of Wands orders the Knight of Wands. This is action. It's time to do something. We can't just sit here all day. At a certain point, you have to strike. The snake, even waiting for prey, even waiting to catch prey, even if it's not under threat or under attack, it's still got to make a move at some point. It's not just going to wait there for the prey to crawl into its mouth. It has to strike. I get this hungry energy. Maybe it's because I'm also hungry. That's certainly possible, but it feels hungrier. There's less of a threat here. There's sort of a realization that we've been coiled up for so long in this defensive posture that we're actually getting quite tired and hungry now. And that is overriding the fear. It's I don't like this anymore. I don't enjoy this anymore. For a while it felt safe and comfortable, but now it's just, it's crabby. It's crabby. There's a little bit of overtired toddler energy in this of, the toddler that refuses to take a nap or eat the snack or whatever, and now they've exhausted themselves in their resistance to that, and they're just, I'm gonna take a nap now. I'm gonna take a nap. That's how I feel. What's on top? The moon. Tired of sitting on the sidelines, sitting in the dark, tired of holding this down, tired. I just get so tired. Cold and hungry and wanting to come in. Wanting to come out of the dark, into the light, to just let this go. Just tired of discussing, tired of debating. We're not getting anywhere. Can we just stop? Can we just agree to disagree? Can we just move on? Can we just let go? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. I feel that. Yeah, I feel that big time in the masculine energy. Masculine energy, of course, as always, applies to everyone. Yes, I'm pulling on the soulmate cycle, but we all have masculine energy, and my intention is for this to reflect at every level. I just had some cards fall out. What are they? Three of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. We've been stood at this, staring at this for so long. It's just the way I feel it. We've been stopped. It's a stopped energy here. We've been butting heads. We've been going back and forth over this. Nothing is changing. Nothing is being accomplished by this. It's time to try something else, because this isn't it. And in another layer, there is a version, there is something else that works. There's two versions of this. I got King of Cups at the bottom. What's underneath that? Yeah, Three of Cups. This is directly split. There is one version of this that is arguing with third-party energy. Third-party energy does not have to be a person, an external 3D person. It can just be within the self. Fear is very often a third party within us. The voice of ego is a third-party energy. That voice in your head that just keeps arguing with you and talking you out of the thing, that voice will talk you out of the thing you want the most. It'll talk you out of emotional satisfaction and fulfillment. There's a realization that arguing with this voice isn't getting us anywhere. It's not. It's not. The only way to win that game is not to play. Thank you, War Games. Thank you. That was one of the earliest lessons I learned in therapy. On another level, it's we want to move. We want something fresh, something flowing, something that is reciprocal and feels good and is gonna work with us and for us and go the course, go the distance, stay the course. I'm putting these, no, I'm putting them back into the deck. Tear down and rebuild. This isn't it. It feels like beating your head against a wall. Yeah, it feels like beating your head against a wall. There's no end to this. Arguing with the voice in your head does not get you anywhere. Listening, following that voice, fighting with it, it accomplishes nothing. And we're tired of it. We're tired. We're starting to realize that voice is just full of shit. It is just going to lead us around and around and around in circles, and it's going to keep us stuck here. And being stuck here doesn't feel good. We just want to make a decision. We're starting to realize we're so tired of being here that it really doesn't matter. It's becoming clear. It doesn't matter what we choose. We just got to choose something. Just get out of this. Just make a choice and go with it, because this sucks. It sucks. It's exhausting. There's the choice. We just gotta make a choice and go with it. That's how you get out of this energy. That is how you get out of 8 swords, overthinking round and round. You just go for it. You stop. You drop it. You realize there's no way out of this except to just drop it. All of it at once. Like a tower. Shit. To just walk out the door, to just pick a restaurant, to just whatever it is, make the decision, go with it, and don't look back. And then feel the relief of having made a decision. My God, just focus on that. Whatever happens, happens. It does not matter. It does not matter. Nothing matters. Everything is honored. It is sacred, but nothing matters. No. Just saw a flash of the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's time to go. We just want something new. We just want to do something. Anything. We're tired of trying to make this work. It's not working. There's so much. We're starting to realize the effort is not only not worth it, it's sort of a part of the problem. It shouldn't be this much of a struggle. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Love is free. Love is easy. We're making a big hairy deal out of something. Pulling on the soulmate cycle. For right now. Yeah, conflict. A bunch of stupid shit. I know these are not spiritual words. I don't care. It's in the energy. And also, there's no such thing. Words are just words, right? This is just the feeling. It's just a bunch of shit. It's so dumb. It's so pointless. It's pointless. There is no point to this. What's underneath? Yeah, there's that 3 of Pentacles. It's like we've been circling this mountain. Round and round and round. Just Making mountains out of molehills, that too. You know, you can make molehills out of mountains. It's all perspective. You can do it the other way too. You can realize there's no problem here. I can just let this go. I can just choose to move on. I can just drop the negativity, the repetition, the fight, the struggle. This is weak resistance. Five of Wands is weak. Weak, weak, weak. You drop it like a tiny pile of sticks. That's it. There's the High Priestess, Three of Wands, and there's the guilt. There is the remorse horse making a return. But also realizing, a lot of that has to do with realizing this is what we let stand in our way. Instead of trusting our intuition, instead of letting the feeling flow, instead of expressing, instead of going for it, we let this little tiny thing become the boogeyman. And we don't want that anymore. Yeah. Four of Wands. It's a stepping back here. It is a stepping back in perspective, especially with the Three of Wands in the middle. To see that there's another path. This is not the path. There's a different path. There's a different way. And it's not this. It's just giving up. That's the way. That is the secret. That is the whole secret. Surrendering resistance. Giving up. Accepting that what is. Ceasing the struggle. Ceasing the fighting. No more suffering. No more. I'm done. I'm done. I don't care. I'm done. Stopping caring. Care is not love. Care is concern. Care is worry. Care is a fear-based thing. You just stop fucking caring. That's the path. What can I say, man? All right, card of the connection. What do we have? Six of Cups. That's interesting. There's a nostalgia to it, certainly, a dreamy quality. There's a realization that we can have what we want if we just stop fighting against it. We can have the desire, we can experience the joy, we can experience the return to innocence, to that feeling of freedom, of endless summer, to simplicity. We can experience, there's a yearning for it, certainly here. But I feel like it's being realized. All we have to do is choose that. That's all we have to do. Stop choosing other than that. That's a weird feeling from that card. It is kind of a hazy, golden hued memory type of thing. I'm gonna have to clarify anyway. What's in the 3D? 8 broken fucking cups. Seeing them clearly. I don't know if we're walking away from them or not. I'm just being honest. I get this is kind of static, but we're seeing it very clearly. We're seeing we chose these cups. This was our choice. We've been drinking out of broken cups, and we've been doing it by choice. It's always a choice. Everything is a choice. You don't choose what happens in the energy, but you choose how you respond to it. And this is choosing to resist. This is choosing to stay stuck, to stay attached. When you are resisting what is, you are continuing it, you are perpetuating it in your experience. You can just walk away. You can just shift. If you have the ability, if you are in a situation that you find untenable or intolerable, you can take action. You can surrender to it and choose to see it differently. And really, those are your only options. It is what is. Let it inform you. Certainly. If this is a situation, first start in the place of acceptance. Start in the place of acknowledging this is what is, because you can't see it clearly otherwise. You can't experience it clearly. If you're experiencing it from the lens of ego, from the lens of resistance, you can't make a really conscious decision. So first, accept this is what it is. And now see, is there something that would feel good now to change? Is there an action that I am drawn to that feels good? Do I have a good feeling impulse towards this action? And then you take that action. If you're able to take it now, you take it now. If you're not able to take it now, you accept what is further, and you include that in your acceptance of it, and things will shift. Things will shift for you to be able to take whatever action, or maybe not even have to take it. Sometimes things just happen for you when you put it out there to the universe. It's what happened with my relationship. I'm gonna be honest. It's what happened with my accident. I wasn't consciously acknowledging wanting a way out of those things because I had buried that through layers of judgment and all of the bullshit, all of the form-based identification, all of the programming, not wanting to disappoint, not trusting myself, all of that. But in my heart of hearts, it was known. And that energy spoke to the universe, and the universe said, let me take care of that for you. There you go. No more job, no more relationship. You're welcome. Thank you. What's in the soul? Oh, the King of Cups. God. Everything is so tired. I feel so tired. So this is just what it is. There's a lot of feeling that's not here. There's a lot of feeling for something else. There is a yearning for times past, that kind of thing. But the yearning for times past is making this abundantly clear. It's enhancing the contrast. It's enhancing the clarity, which contrast always does. If these cups were ever gray, if they ever blended into the background a little bit, they're standing out now. And there is this realization that we chose this and we've been continuing to choose this. And we have the choice to do something different. The soul has been sort of in flux, trying to rise up, and then the ego pushes it back down. But those energies want to come to balance. They want to operate in concert here. And I believe there's a realization. I think ego is so exhausted of fighting itself, and it's finally accepting its own unhappiness and dissatisfaction with what it's chosen, that it's asking for the soul to help. It's asking for help. What's the hidden energy? Page of Pentacles. It's very small. It's very nervous. The lessons are getting through, and it has to do with exhaustion. With this is the fawn in this deck that nurses from the Queen of Pentacles. This fawn is thirsty. It is tired. It's been away from mama on its own for a long, long time. And it's ready to come home. It's trying to find its way home. I'm drawn to the rainbow, which for me evokes that Six of Swords, which also has the rainbow there. It's just tired of the choppy waters and realizing we've been in them by choice. We chose to do it the hard way. We chose to make it harder for ourselves. But guess what? Nothing went wrong because that still worked to our benefit. We reached this point of exhaustion, of trying and struggling and fighting against and resisting, and eventually you reach the place where you're just sick of it. You can't sustain the resistance. The universe flows around. It takes the path of least resistance, and as much resistance as you ball yourself up in, you can't maintain it forever. You can't. Something's got to give here. This has got to flow. This has got to be released to come to balance. It's thirsty. What's in the final outcome position? Fool. Taking a leap. Something new. It certainly implies actually getting away from this. Actually letting this contrast be clarity and serve us. And help us to make a different choice. A different decision. To open up a little more. To be more vulnerable, to seek that which is like the self, truly, something that is mutually reciprocal. I feel that. Something that makes sense in a deeper way, something that feels right. Cups. We have all cups up here, which is a marked difference. We're moving away from the pentacle. We're realizing the concern with physical reality, with practical, with the things that make sense on paper, isn't satisfying us. We want the emotional satisfaction. We want the thing that feels right. The thing that sounds right, that looks right. Sure, it looks right. It's got all the right things in all the right places. But it just doesn't feel good. It feels wrong. And there's no two ways about it. It feels wrong. We're tired of that. We're starting to realize that what feels right is right. If it feels good, it is good. If it feels right, it is right. That is to be trusted. That feeling, that's your intuition. That's higher guidance. That supersedes anything, any of the bullshit that the mind has in resistance to it. Oh, but it doesn't make sense. But that's not normally what I would go for. But I don't know anything about that, and it doesn't matter, man. That's all a bunch of bullshit, and you're not going to be happy listening to it. If it feels right, it is right. Go for it. Go for it. We're learning that. I don't know if we're going for it, but we are learning that, certainly. We're at least learning that not following what feels right feels wrong. Right? That's the other side of this lesson. And that's enhancing the clarity of what it is that we do want. Realizing if we've been looking at it, maybe we should do something about it. Maybe we should take action. Because sitting here doesn't feel right anymore. It doesn't feel good. It feels wrong. There's a wrongness to this. And I know nothing is wrong. Nothing is truly wrong. But you can feel the imbalance of it. It feels icky. It feels off. Trust that. It's underneath. Yeah, it's time to stop looking and start swimming. We feel like we missed the boat, though. That's for sure. We feel like it's gone. And that's a part of this exhaustion, too. Is it just... I don't know. I know it's not this. I don't know if the thing that I was looking at is still even there. But I know because of having looked at that thing so long, and because of my yearning for it and longing for it, I know with clarity, this isn't it. This feels wrong. This has got to stop. What else? There's that Five of Wands again. Yeah. There's argumentation happening. I'm not specifying anything. There's just argument here. Somebody, something wants to go. Energy has moved on. There's conflict. to it. Five of Wands, yeah, then it's just a direct escalation as well. The more the feeling is felt, the greater the conflict, but it's not changing anything. There's the Emperor. And it is a balance. I was about to say, it's got the Ace of Cups underneath. It's a balanced Emperor. It's an Emperor who did nothing and wants to do something now. Who is seeing that this is a bunch of nonsense. Fire-breathing dragons. What are you talking about? There's a lot of feeling here. There's a lot of feeling, which is uncharacteristic for the Emperor, but the Emperor is understanding, if I have all this feeling, I gotta follow it. I gotta do something with it. I am no longer satisfied just sitting here waiting on the wings, even being afraid that I might have missed the boat. I gotta go see. I missed the boat because I wasn't sure, because I sat and did nothing, because I didn't trust the feeling. And at the core level, that's thrown my energy way out of balance. Not that anybody is actually thinking that, but that's the truth. Seeing something that I had a strong feeling towards and not going towards it, not following that impulse, and then just continuing to think about it and debate and ruminate and just... It's put me all out of whack, and it's time to just make a choice, to stop sitting and start doing, to take action. I am realizing I just gotta do something. Something's gotta be done. Something's gotta give here. It is pushing the Burger King, who is usually so overly concerned with outcomes, because they don't want to be received a certain way. They don't want to be perceived. They don't want to be disappointing. They're worried about reputation, pretense. What are people going to think of me? All of that stuff. And so it's a lot of just pretend, bullshit, falsehood, keeping up the guard, keeping up the shields. Not going to do this if I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Well, then I'm not going to do it, because ooh, danger, Will Robinson. But they're exhausted. It's exhausted with that now. Realizing they're not happy with that behavior anymore. Being so small, being so afraid of what other people think, yeah, there's death at the bottom. You cloister yourself away, you shove yourself in a box, and you suffocate. Your soul suffocates. We don't belong in boxes. Nothing does. Labels are for soup cans, right? Labels don't suit us. They're really barely useful, limited use for even practical functioning in the world. They've just gone so out of control. It's under death. Yeah, the Lovers. Yeah, there's a big fear here that something was missed. That I could have had this. I could have had this. I mean, oh, look how romantic. And that dreaminess. Yeah, there's a lot of dreaming about it. It is pushing us to make a change, though. What's on top? The Magician. Transformation. Pushing us to make a change. Feeling like we can. Feeling like we might just try this even if it doesn't work. What a concept. We might just try. We might just go see. To follow the feeling. Realizing it doesn't matter what happens, it just matters that I tried. We don't regret the things that we did. We don't regret the things that we said. We regret the things that we didn't try, that we wanted, we felt a feeling towards, and we let fear stop us. We let the voice in the head get the better of us, and we never went towards it. We never even found out. We didn't even give it a chance. Yeah, maybe it would have failed, but we never gave it a chance to fail. We didn't know. Maybe it would have succeeded. We don't know. That's what drives us crazy. There is a strong desire to maybe turn something around. It's like, can I do this? Can I pull a rabbit out of a hat? I'm gonna try. I think maybe I can. And I think I won't be satisfied unless I at least attempt it. Let's ride with the Magician. Look at that. Page of Pentacles again. Yeah. It's... I mean, it is karma resolving in some form or fashion. There's a bigger lesson here in this energy. The bigger lesson being, sometimes you miss the opportunity when you don't take it. And that's okay. Things come back around, right? Not the same thing. No, not necessarily the same thing. But we're starting to understand, if we stay stuck, if we stay guarded, we miss the things that we've asked for sometimes. We miss the manifestation because we pushed it back out. We asked for it, the universe is trying to deliver it. It's constantly trying to deliver things that you have asked for. Everything that is a manifestation. But you only receive what you let in, right? So we ask for stuff all the time that we don't let in. And then we let in other stuff and go, oh, why did I get that? Well, because you pushed the other stuff out. This is what you were inviting. This is what you allowed in with your energy. Realization of the guardedness of how we have thrown ourselves out of whack, out of balance for a long time, largely by inaction. Yeah. Largely by just being so frightened and so still, trying to stay hidden. Fear will tell you it's keeping you safe. It's just keeping you small. It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in the shadows. There is a big difference between the stillness of surrender and the stillness of fear, of the frightened rabbit, of the deer in the headlights. There is a tremendous difference. The stillness of surrender is relaxed. It's allowing, it's receptive, it's wide open, it's flowing. It's not actually stagnant. It's just at ease. It's that kind of stillness. It's peace, flow, relaxing into it. That is the stillness of surrender. The inner stillness, while everything is still moving, is still flowing. It is the awareness of your greater stability, your greater wholeness. And so allowance of all to be as it is, and to be open, wide open to it. The stillness of resistance, the tension of that is uncomfortable. It's excruciating. And it binds you by your trying to hold on, to push in some fashion. Resistance is just negative attachment, as Eckhart Tolle describes it. They're really the same thing. Whether you are trying to push or you're trying to pull, you're clinging. You are clinging. You're trying to manipulate, trying to control, because you are rejecting what is. You're not allowing what is to flow, to just be. When you are in that state, it has control over you, and you experience tremendous discomfort, suffering. Attachment, resistance, same thing. It's the root of suffering. You want to release suffering, you stop holding on. You stop trying to control. You focus on the isness of what is. Well, it is. Not so much about what. It doesn't matter what. It just matters that it is. So let me allow the isness to be. And actually in that place you can appreciate the isness of all, regardless of what is a part of your experience. It does not matter. You become unconditional. You recognize the content of the condition, the specifics of the condition is not relevant. It exists. You can acknowledge it exists. You can surrender to its existence. You can actually appreciate its existence. in the pure form. When you perceive the isness of what is, you are perceiving being. You are in that place of still internal surrender, and so able to recognize the being of the thing, distill it to its essence, its pure form, which is the same as you. You are being. You are now being, witnessing being. All else is irrelevant and illusion. In this state of being, witnessing being, there is tremendous satisfaction. You sense the sameness of self. You sense the bigness of self, the wellness of self, the overall support, the connection, all of these things. You feel integrated. You feel whole. All of this is accessible in each and every now moment by acknowledging the pure essence of it, the isness, the being of what is. Releasing attachment to the what and focusing on the flow, the continuous flow of is. There is never not, right? There continues to be. Just that. You focus on the continuance of being and feel yourself as a part of it, as being. You feel the presence of what is. You feel your presence. You feel this shared presence, the witnessing of self by self. And that is the joy of being. And so you are open to the flow of all things because all things support you, your joy, your benefit, your satisfaction. Ooh, let's talk about this Eight of Cups. Let's talk about the Eight of Cups. Why is this here? We're walking away from it. We're allowing ourselves to be flowed away from it, which is more important. Don't worry about going with the flow. Flow with the go, right? Let it happen. Let it happen to you. Let it happen for you. Ease up. Let the universe do the heavy lifting. It can and it will. It will move mountains. It will turn those mountains into molehills by your perception of them as molehills. You go, oh, well, it's okay. It is what is. And the universe says, yes, it is. You see it as no object, and it is no object. Six of Wands comes back. It's been a long time. It's been a long time fighting, struggling. This is that long fought battle energy, and we're tired of the battle. We're tired of fighting. There's the battle. There's the conflict. We're tired of fighting. We're ready to give this up. What's on top? Six of Cups again. We're ready for the return to the time of childlike innocence and wonder when the world still believed in magic. We're ready just for ease and flow, for simpler times. There is a lot of nostalgia in this. Yes. But it's also something deeper, something meaningful, something real, something that is felt as real, something that is alive, that is vivid, that is growing, moving, organic, evolving. We want this aliveness. It's not here. Six of Cups, what's read with it? Yeah, Two of Swords again. We're not as guarded as we used to be. There's a lot of layers to this. I'm drawn to the blue on her wrists, which I've never really noticed before. There is a freedom of speech that is happening. And that's a part of this tiredness too, of just when you stop caring, when you stop fighting, you stop caring whatever other party thinks of you, how they're going to respond, and you just speak honestly and openly. And you're not even speaking from ego. It's not the speaking of defensiveness, of trying to wound and build yourself up and shore up the walls. It's just, I don't care. This is the way that I feel. I understand. I accept how you feel. I'm done. I am done. It's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. I just need out. I need something different. I need to go. I need to eat. I need to sleep. I don't need to explain myself anymore. I'm realizing how that's been a cycle that I've been stuck into, in justifying and explaining and rationalizing, and I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I can just let this go. It just feels wrong. I understand if you don't get that. It just doesn't feel right, and this just does. On the flip side, this just feels right. I understand. I accept if you don't get that. That's okay. That's allowed. I am done fighting. That's powerful. Tell me about this King of Cups here. The Black Swan. Something is standing out. Something is just... I don't know if it's I get touchy subject, sore point, but also, certainly with that train, enunciating as well. Standing out, yeah. There's just, something is clear. Tell me about this King of Cups. Why am I shuffling so much? Oh, we shuffle the right amount. Thank you. The Hermit. Yeah, something is clear. Something is making sense, and it's not this. It's like clear that this doesn't make any sense. Why am I doing this? This is so silly. It is that, like, this is just dumb. This is pointless energy. I could just change. I could just stop. I could just stop arguing. I could surrender. Oh my God. I could surrender. I could just give this up and drop it and be done with it. And it doesn't even make sense anymore to keep fighting it, to perpetuate it. I see now how silly that is. I'm done. It makes so much sense to follow the feeling. And if the feeling here is not it, then I follow it away from here. And if the feeling over there is, yeah, that's it, then I follow it there. My God, the sign. I follow the good feeling. It suddenly makes sense to follow what feels good, to do what feels right to me, to trust. This feels right, so I do it because it feels right. And I accept whatever happens. I accept if somebody doesn't understand that, or doesn't respond well, or if it doesn't play out in a specific way, that's okay. I just had to do it because it felt right, and I'm satisfied with that. And if I don't do that, I'm so sick of not doing that. No. What's on top? I just got 2 cards. 7 of Wands and the Hanged Man. Oh, there's a lot here. I'm sick of not doing that. I'm sick of staying stuck. I'm sick of fighting. I'm sick of pushing everything away. I am seeing now how I have been pushing away emotion, and by pushing away all emotion, positive and negative, I've been preventing myself from taking action, from receiving the guidance that helps me figure out where it is I want to go. And I'm done. I'm so sick of it. I see it now. Suddenly it makes sense to go towards what feels good. Suddenly it makes sense to feel, first of all. Suddenly I am understanding the importance of emotion, of feeling emotion. Because if I shove it all down there, I have no clarity in myself. I don't know, because I haven't allowed myself to feel and to process those feelings. And because of that, I just keep perpetuating the same old shit. I stay stuck. I stay small. If I want to release that, I have to release the feeling. If I want to get out of that cycle, that pattern, I have to let the emotion flow. That makes sense. All of a sudden it makes sense why I've been doing this, why I'm in this same unhappy situation, and why it keeps renewing itself in different parts of my life. Because I've been refusing to feel. Mostly that. I've been refusing to acknowledge my own feelings, my own internal state. Suddenly it makes sense why I want to feel. why I want to express and allow and speak on and follow the impulse that those feelings are guiding me towards. That's powerful. What else? Yeah, everything I just said. Suddenly this makes sense. Suddenly it makes sense why I felt so left out, why I've been feeling like I'm missing the mark every time. Because I have been. Because I've been keeping myself in this state. It's been me, this suffering, this feeling of loneliness, of longing, is because of my perpetuation of it. And I've perpetuated it in large part because of inaction, because of just staying stuck. That's why the cycles are repeating. They're repeating by default. It's not something I'm doing, it's that I'm not doing anything. And because I'm not doing anything, it's the same shit being regurgitated. I have the choice. I have the power to change this, to come in from the cold, to make a new decision. And really, that new decision is to make any decision, to make any kind of decision at all and just do it. To just go for it, to stop fighting, to stop debating, to stop going around and around and, well, I don't know, weighing the options. And no, that is an endless loop. That is the trap that keeps us walking around and around and around and never going inside, never just picking a door and going for it and seeing what's on the other side. That's where the unhappiness is perpetuating. It's not about what is. It's not about the what. It's not about what could be on the other side of that door. It's the fact that we never found out. We never tried. We never even looked. And so, of course, we're just regurgitating the same old shit because we never tried anything different. We're seeing that. It's time to try something new. It's time to try feeling. It's time to try openly expressing. It's time to try no longer caring. It's time to try out not giving a fuck and just letting what happens happen. Following your feeling. It's time to try experiencing feeling, letting all of it in, inviting it in, inviting the fullness of what is now to manifest so that it can be experienced fully. Only by experiencing it fully, only by accepting it and so experiencing it fully, can we gain the full clarity from it, all of the information. That's the only way we get the bigger picture. Shit. There's a lot here. I mean, that's as many pieces of it as I care to explain. And it goes around and around in circles too, but it is this realization that we have the choice. We have the choice to make a different choice. We have the choice to make any choice. That's a big part of it at all, is to just do something, to stop doing nothing and do something. That anything feels better than nothing. Choosing surrender, choosing the surrender to and acceptance of what is, that's a choice. We stay in this state of unconscious resistance so often. Instead of just choosing to accept this is now, the content of my now is what it is, we stay in this silent, low-grade resistance to it, and then we're always in this feeling of unease and displacement and paranoia, apprehension. Choose to accept the now. Make it a conscious choice right now. What is. You are bringing your awareness to it. You are embracing it fully. Forget about the what. Doesn't matter. It's there. It's the form. Form is temporal. Form will change. Focus on the is. It is now. Make the conscious choice to feel into the being of now. That is the only choice. That is the choice to continue to make. There's more here than that. Certainly. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? 10 cups. We pushed it away. 4 of cups. By not believing, it's not about believing. We shot the dream. We shot the dream. We didn't even give it a chance. We thought, oh gosh, that'd be nice, but that'd never happen. And so it never happened. Because as soon as the dream was there, as soon as the desire was there, we said, but nah, but I'd have to get up and change clothes and put on deodorant and nobody would want that, and just nah. The universe doesn't hear your nah. In fact, that just fuels the manifestation. The second you have a desire, that desire exists. It is pure. Then you start fucking it up by adding stuff on top of it, specifics, resistance to it, whatever. But the universe takes that pure desire and holds on to it and holds that frequency for you forever. That desire never dies. The second you truly want something, it's a pure desire from your heart of hearts. The second you want that, the universe grabs hold of it and says, this is for you. And then it will go about trying to find a way to manifest it for you, because you are the divine deliberate creator, and what you ask is given. Except we keep rejecting it. What we asked for was given, and then we said, nah. And why would you say? Lots of reasons. Worthiness, blocks, fear is the reason, because we're afraid of it. We asked for it, and then we saw it, and it was so great, and then we cowered away and went, I'm not ready. I would have to change. I would have to give up this other way of being, even though this is a part of helping us break out of that way of being, to break out of the smallness, right? To break out of the fear, the illusion. What's on top? 8 of Wands. This is here to help us break loose from karma, to help us make a change, to do something different, to realize we are capable. We are ready. We're ready now. The universe doesn't give you anything that you're not ready for, right? God only gives you what you can handle. That's true. That's true. If it comes to you, you're ready for it. That's it. Accept that. And if there is any challenge in your mind to that, it's here to help you break loose from that pattern, from that challenge, to help you realize, I am ready for this. I can make a different choice starting now. There's a lot that's trying to shake loose. There's a lot of manifestation trying to shake loose. There's a lot of karma trying to be released. Yeah. So that fresh can come in. So that the things that we asked for can come in. So that we can overcome the illusion of fear, because fear is an illusion. False evidence appearing real. Thank you to the person who said that. I like that acronym. What else? Why is the 8 of Wands here? Ace of Swords. Which is red with the Page of Pentacles. It's clarifying the Page of Pentacles, and it is red here, technically, with the Page of Pentacles. It's big. This is a big lesson. A big part of this lesson is the truth that we do this to ourselves. Everything we have created, every part of our experience is manifested by us. It's by choice. Most of the time, that choice is unconscious. And so, unconsciously, we're creating the same shit. We're keeping ourselves out in the cold. We're perpetuating the pain because of unawareness, because of unconsciousness, that's what we're doing. But every time it shows up, it's there to just give you the clarity, the focus of, hey, reminder, this is what you made. How does it feel? You have to feel it. You have to accept the feeling of it. Feels not so great? Okay. That's fine. You don't need to fight against it. That's the totality of what you need to realize is, oh, this is not exactly what I like. And I know it immediately by the feeling of it. It feels wrong. Let me not add further characterization. It isn't wrong. The isness of it is not wrong. The isness is absolutely right. It feels wrong, and that's okay. That's guidance for me, information for me, and it puts it out to the universe of, not so into this, not so into this flavor, maybe something else. You try the chocolate ice cream so you can taste it and go, I don't know if that's for me or not. It's not wrong to be. It's not bad that this chocolate ice cream exists or is a part of my experience. In fact, I'm grateful for it, for the clarity it is providing me. It's information, and that information is felt. My feeling about the chocolate ice cream, not my analysis of it. Well, is the cocoa content above 50%, and is it made with lactose free whatever, and how are the nuts farmed? It's none of that shit matters. None of that shit matters. That's what's been distracting us. Okay, so the chocolate ice cream marked all of your little arbitrary tick boxes. What the fuck ever. It's still not what you want. It still just doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't feel right. It's not bad, but you need to feel that. You need to allow that feeling and put the feeling in the forefront. Trust that over anything else. So what if this chocolate ice cream won dozens of awards and is rated best chocolate ice cream in the world by countless professional critics and whatever? If it doesn't taste good to you, it doesn't taste good to you. That's fine. Acknowledge that. Allow it to be. And again, you don't have to push it. You're not trying to push it out of your existence and go, oh no, but it doesn't taste good to me. It's just, it is what it is. Accept the isness. Now focus on the isness of it. This exists. That's a thing. That's a thing that exists. Okay. It's fine. It is what is. And in your acceptance of that, you are holding the pure frequency of the desire, not resisting anything. You're not resisting the presence of this thing, which is not quite there. And you're not resisting the introduction of the new thing either. You are in a state of allowance, in a state of surrender. And in this surrendered state, you allow what the improved version, which you have told the universe about by your feeling, you allow the improved version to flow in. That's it. It is that simple. You taste, you feel, you embrace the moment for being what it is, for existing. You remain in a state of open allowance and surrender in the receptive mode. And in this receptive mode, you allow your new request to flow in. You allow the improved version, the added to, the clarified desire to now flow in. And that's going to have more contrast in it too. Now you get a different version of chocolate ice cream, and it just appears in front of you. Or maybe you're walking down the street and you see a sign that says free chocolate ice cream, and you go, hey, I'm going to go over there and try that. And you taste it, and it's a little bit more right feeling. And you start leaving all the boxes off because this one doesn't tick any of the boxes that you had for the last one, but you like it. It tastes good. It just feels right. There's something about this that you like. Maybe this one has almost the same features as the last one, but somehow it's different. Somehow it just feels different because it is. And you flow with that feeling and you go, okay, I know a little more now about my desire because I've allowed myself to feel it and feel it openly, honestly, truthfully. And then again, I return to this place of surrender. Thank you for this experience. Thank you for the isness of this. Wow, how incredible it is that this is being, and I'm being, and we're sharing being together. So cool. And you're open and flowing and receptive. And so the next thing comes in and the next thing. And it's just this continuing to taste and feel and allow and taste and feel and allow. That's how we do this. That's how we flow happily ever after. All right, so let's talk about the Fool. That went on longer than I anticipated, but when it flows, and you flow with it. That's what this is all about. Tell me about the Fool. Tell me about the Fool, baby. It's leaping. It's ready to go. It's ready for this new fun adventure. I get Page of Wands energy off of that. Yeah, it's just ready to try some things, ready to taste some things, ready to explore, to expand, to experience. Oh, God. Okay. Cards are exploding. There was a King of Swords and a Knight of Wands that I just saw. Yeah, and there's the Queen of Wands. Ooh, it's attraction. It's attraction. I feel this. Oh, it's a realization that we go towards what feels right. That's attraction. That's energetic attraction. That's how that works. It's feeling. It's not something that makes logical sense. It feels right. It lights you up. You go, oh, I want that. I want to go over there. I want to try some of that. And then you try some of that and you find out more about what you like. And you can only continue doing that and feeling good and having a good time with it by your open receptivity to it, by flowing with it. Yeah, I just pulled into, there's the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands underneath. You choose if that wand stays lit. If you're defensive to it, if you're holding back, if you're restricting, the wand flares up and it goes out, and it flares up and it goes out, and it can't stay lit, and your passion can't stay lit, your joy can't stay lit, because you're clinging, you're withholding your energy, you're keeping it all bound up, bundled up. That's not how it works. You got to let it flow. Let it flow. Flow with the go. And you will stay on this lit wand journey. And it is transformative. It transforms your energy. It transforms your consciousness. It transforms your experience of life. Your life experience. What's on top? Everything I just said. The Ace of Cups. Flowing with the go feels good. It feels good, and it just feels more and more good, more gooder. We want the things that feel good, the things that make emotional sense, that feel right. We want that open receptivity, the open valves, the open flow of life, being open to the experience, to the being, to the isness of all, rejecting nothing, accepting all of it. That's how we get the full benefit. That's how we receive all that is the contrast. We get the clarity, we taste it, we feel, and we're grateful. And we release, we let it go again. And say, look at this, what a beautiful experience this is, because it is. How profound that this is. You return to that state of surrender. You're flowing, you're open, you're flowing with yourself, feeling good, and then the next thing comes, and the next thing. Strength. That's hot. That's hot. Yes, it implies the letting go of this, and there's that Nine of Wands that I've been waiting for, that tired energy this whole time. This is how we find the rejuvenation from it. I feel rejuvenated flowing in this. I feel more awake and less tired in this. I feel lit. It's so impossible to describe. It is arousing. It's delicious. It feels good to flow with the energy. It's just making sense. We feel like we can do this. We're tired of letting the fear hold us back. And that's empowering us to release it, giving us the strength to not fight it, not wrestle it to the ground and overcome it in that way, but to let it go, to give up the struggle, to give up the fight, to make a choice to surrender, conscious, deliberate surrender. That is the state to aim for, my friends. That is where the pleasure is found. Continuously choosing to focus your awareness on is. The what is irrelevant. You can use it to direct your focus to the isness of the what, but don't get caught up in the what. The what doesn't matter. The what will try to trap you. The what will confuse you. Forget the what. What the fuck? It doesn't matter. Just focus on the isness of it. And then when the what is something that you want to increase focus upon, when it thrusts itself into your awareness in a more powerful way, well, accept that. There's a stronger isness happening. There's a stronger presence occurring. And feel the feelings, taste it, experience, be present in that experience, whatever it is. Whatever the content of your now is, just be present with it. That's what it means. You're not just present for it or in it, you are with it because it is present. When you recognize, when you shift your focus to the presence, not the thing that's present, not the content, but the presence of it. It is here, it's now, it bees, I be here and now. You are meeting its gaze in full. It is self-witnessing self, acknowledging self, experiencing the sameness of self, the joy of shared presence, the joy of being. And you are surrendered, you are open, you are flowing, which feels good, I promise you. And then you just keep choosing that. You just keep choosing to surrender, to allow what is, to allow the experience to happen, to allow the feelings to arise, being present with the feelings, and then surrendering again, letting it come and letting it go. You are with the ebb and the flow of life, the in-breath and the out-breath, as all things move in cycles of expansion and contraction. When you are flowing with that, the ebb and the flow of this river, this tide, and choosing deliberately to be and to experience the being of that moment, whatever it is, whether it is ebbing, it is flowing, it is somewhere in between. You're there with it, you're in it, and you feel good. And it all just keeps flowing for you. You don't get stuck. You just go. You flow with the go. You let it carry you, and it will continue to carry you. And all you ever got to do is relax into it. Make a conscious choice to embrace, to focus on the being of now. Then you are feeling your being. You are feeling all being. You feel your eternal wellness and stability. You know yourself. You know it directly, not conceptually, experientially. And in knowing yourself, in self-realization, you are complete. You experience the eternal joy of being, eternal and unmatched. I'm going to pull the final 3 cards. This went way longer than I thought it would. That's what happens. That's what happens. There's a lot here. Anything else from the universe? There's that 6 of Swords. Just so happens on the bottom. Ebb and flow. Accept it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's the ebb or the flow. It doesn't matter if the water is choppy or smooth. When you focus on its existence and you allow it to exist, you experience no suffering. No resistance to it means no suffering. Oh, okay, and there we go. 8 of Wands wants to jump out. What's at the bottom? 8 of Swords. We're moving out of this. We're moving out of this. What's right with the 8 of Wands? Because of this, because we're tired of this, this is a critical component. Having realized our role, the overthinking keeps us stuck in this, keeps us out in the cold. It's time to just make a choice. It's time to just make a decision and go with it. That's the only thing that will satisfy. That's the way to free this up, to bring things back to balance, to bring the good feeling back, to just stop thinking this is a bottomless pit and it's just a bunch of bullshit. It is just nonsense. Stop arguing with the voice in your head. Stop playing that game. It's not a game that anybody wins. The only way to win is not to play. What's red with the Eight of Wands? The Moon. It is that sudden burst in, that sudden burst of energy of just making that choice and coming in from the shadows, letting it all out, letting it all come up, letting it flow, no longer withholding, realizing I just gotta say my piece. If I want peace, I have to speak my piece. I must speak it into being. I have to let it out. I have to let this happen. Stop hiding. Stop staying small. Stop staying stuck and in the shadows and letting fear keep me from even making a decision. I just gotta make a decision. Fuck the fear. Okay, it's there. It's just another thing that is. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. I just make a choice and go with it. I pick a path and go with it. And there's that Page of Wands. Right underneath. It's right there. I remember when I was fearless. I remember when I wasn't so concerned about the outcomes. And I never ended up in this state then. It's only by the building of fear, the letting of fear rule me, keep me trapped in the analysis paralysis, that I've gotten stuck, that I've started regurgitating, I've become unconscious in my creation. It's time to just set sail, to pick a course and go and flow with it and see what's out there. There are no mistakes. You learn. Learning is not a mistake. It's what this is all about. The only mistake, if ever there were one, and even this is not a mistake because it's baked into the plan of the universe, which is pushing us to this place to make this change. The only mistake is staying here, is staying stuck, is not choosing, is not making a decision. Just go see. Stop caring. Start loving. Start living freely, flowing with the energy. You experience something that is contrast, that is not exactly to your desire. Okay, great. You have more clarity about your desire. Also, this thing is, and you can embrace its being, its pure essence, and love that, appreciate that. You don't have to love the content, the detail. Leave the detail out. The detail's not important. The detail helped you gain clarity on some other things, but now that's done. That part's done. Forget the detail. Focus on the distilled version of what is. Focus on the is, not the what. Appreciate, and you can, when you remove the burden of all of this other property, all of this other characterization and description, you leave that off, you clear up the vibration of this thing, and it's pure, and it's being, and being is beautiful. Being is me. Being is myself. I see we are the same self. How incredible it is to be being, witnessing being. I surrender to this experience, to the allowance of what is. Forget the what. The allowance of is. I am grateful that is. That it is. It doesn't matter. It is. That's what matters. That's the whole message. I've rambled on quite enough. This resonates powerfully for me, I have to say, and I am deeply appreciative to receive this and express this and be flowing with this energy. I do intend that it resonates for you, my beautiful viewer. I would love to know if so and how. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Just let this go. Let this go. Just drop it. See that it's a trap, that playing this game is an endless loop. There's no way to win. There is no winning. The way to win is to just say, I give up. I stop playing. I surrender. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not trying to control this. I'm just going to let it be. I'm letting it be what it is. This is. I accept is. I feel the feeling. The feeling is. I embrace is. I embrace the being of all. And so am embracing myself and becoming open and receptive to the natural flow of all things. The natural flow of myself, which is always for my highest good and highest joy. Yep, that's it. That's the whole message. Have a beautiful, fabulous, magical evening, my dears. Just take a deep breath. Relax. Nothing can go wrong. It literally can't. All of it is as it should be, and all of it is working out for you in exactly the way that you intend. Take a moment to acknowledge the presence of whatever is within you or without, and focus on its presence. Focus on is. This is. Perhaps it has a name, the name is irrelevant. It is. See that it is being. It is, in fact, the same as you. You are being, and in this moment it is being. And so you are sharing being. You are the same being. You are the same self, witnessing self. How good does that feel? It's just more you. And in seeing you, you feel seen. In its witness of you, you feel recognized at the core, at the essence, being seen for being, loved and appreciated for being. As you do that for all that is around you, it does that for you because it is you, and it is reflecting this same focus back to you. So you want to feel seen, you want to feel loved? See, love, see being, love being, and you will feel that in magnitudes greater power return to you. And then you're just relishing in self. That is the joy of being. Always and always, my dears, through every vector of time and space, I love you.